Hello everyone, good evening. I hope everyone can hear me clearly. Is my voice clear on your side? Today's webinar is about how to transport the live crabs and shrimp. We will share today on how we do this live transport. The live session, the webinar, we will start on 8:30 p.m. about 5 minutes. Hi Troy, where are you guys from? I got 11 viewers now. Hello James from the Philippines. We will start in another 3 minutes. I hope tonight we can get more viewers for the live. So maybe you guys want to share the link from our Facebook or from this YouTube link to your friends. everyone here is now doing the crab and shrimp business, or you just joining this live webinar to know something, or you have experience 5 to 10 years in this business? Anyone? We will start our session in 1 minute. You can share the link from our Facebook and this YouTube link to your friends so we can get more viewers in this live. Okay, it's already 8:30 here, so we will start our webinar session now. For those who just joined us, this session will be about how to transport the live crab and the shrimp. If you have any question or you have opinions about this topic, you can drop us your question or your comment in the chat section here on the YouTube, or you can comment on the Facebook. Okay. A bit of an introduction about myself. My name is Chicken. Mainly, I am the operation leader for Biofloc Shrimp Farming, and sometimes I will assist the mud crab team in their operation. Currently, what we are doing to improve our consultation activity, we do one-to-one session with the course participant, online or offline, the physical course, who would like to proceed into the mud crab system or into the biofloc system. During this one-to-one session, we will try to understand what is your target and how can we help you to achieve that. You can contact us at sales@Ras Aquaculture to book your session, but it will be limited only for the course participant. Before going further into the topic, I would like to highlight important news from the FAO on the fisheries status worldwide. As you can see from the numbers here, this is the statistical value from the 1990 to 2018. We have increased 14% in the global capture fisheries production, increased 527% in the global aquaculture production, and we also have increased 122% in the total food fish consumption. With this value, can you imagine how should we make the aquaculture feel better to support our demand? If you have any idea, you can drop your comment on the chat. Sustainable aquaculture development and the effective fisheries management are critical to maintain this trend. For fisheries, there is the growing evidence that when they are properly managed, the fish stock or the seafood stock are consistently above target level or it's rebuilding. However, the success achieved in some countries and regions have not been sufficient to reverse the global trend of overfish stock. In 1990, the fish stock that is within the biological sustainable level is at 90%, but in the 2018, the level dropped to 85.8%. Despite of this COVID-19 recently, not so recently, it's already 2 years, I'm sure these values is also will decrease more the next few years. The world's appetite for this seafood product does not show any slowing trend from the past decade. So to ensure the future of our seafood supply, aquaculture is the key to this. In the place where the fisheries management is not in place or is ineffective, the status of the fish stock is poor and deteriorating. Although 78.7% of the all landing of the marine fisheries come from the biologically sustainable stock, the unequal progress in the fisheries management highlight the urgent need to replicate and re-adapt successful policies. I hope everyone in the aquaculture industry realize about how is our field or our business is important to help the world appetite. This graph over here is the forecast of the live seafood market. The global demand for seafood is expected to witness a dramatic growth over the forecast period, and as predicted by the FAO, that by 2030, on an excess value of 40 million additional tons of seafood, which is an increment of almost 30%, will be required to meet our growing seafood demand. As in the global population growth is a factor in this rising demand, along with the growing per capita consumption, followed by the affluent nation demand for imported seafood product, is all set to strengthen the market further. The fastest growing market now is the Asia Pacific region. China is one of the single largest market for seafood and has grown substantially over the past years. Furthermore, the growing consumption of China on the global fish market and trade has intensified, leading to an intensive supply chain toward the region. The picture over here on the right side is how usually the restaurant or the seafood trader sold their live product to end consumer in China. I got a comment here from Rachel. Are you guys also hearing the echo sound? I try to adjust the sound. Okay, I adjust a bit of the sound. You guys still hearing the echo? Okay, it's okay. Maybe I uh will talk slowly a bit. Maybe my voice is too loud, so that this echo sounds happen. Okay, sorry for that. We will continue. There are few factors that influence the seafood market at the certain region. First would be the high per capita consumption. Per capita consumption means the average intake of the food per head or per person. For example, in the China, which has led the seafood trading market, their per capita consumption has grew to 33.1 kilogram in 2010 and has increased further over year. For average people, I would say even me, I will consume just 1 kilogram of seafood a month. Another factor is increased import of edible seafood together with strong penetration of organized retail, strong food service industry, and the consumer expenditure on various seafood. On the last point, if everyone realizing the same thing every year, there will be a trend of seafood product or service, and some of them stay as the favorite and some of them just to follow the trend. I remember last year during the first restriction movement in Malaysia, everyone is interested in king crab, but I didn't see the same trend this year. Moving on, as a customer, everyone would go for the live seafood compared to the frozen one. This is due to their nice appearance and freshness. However, we can also see a lot of frozen product at the supermarket. Most of them using IQF method, where they will ensure the shrimp will freeze faster to sustain their freshness, moisture and nutritious inside the shrimp. However, a few points you need to take note. Refreeze the seafood once it is thawed or melted, or if it stalls during the transporting, it will degrade the freshness. The shrimp here on the picture here is from our production. Many people are also confused of the color of this shrimp because usually you will see from the supermarket the banana shrimp is clear, transparent or in the grey color. That is the difference of the culture method between indoor and outdoor. That's make the difference in the color. Few tips for you to maximize the freshness of the fresh seafood. First, you need to buy the live seafood, of course. Either you eat right away at the restaurant or if you plan to cook it at home. You need to drive home right away after the purchase, cook and consume immediately. However, if you think you cannot do as the point above, you should just probably go with the frozen product. Okay, let's continue on how to transport the live mud crab. The method and the process I will share in this webinar is based on what we are doing here in our farm in Ras Aquaculture. Note that we are also getting water crab and the shrimp post larvae from the another supplier. At the moment, we are not in the business of producing all kind of supply like the CP company. For the mud crab, they can be transported through the air fry, sea fry and also the land fry. for our company, we have experience on the air fry and the land fry. Interestingly, the mud crab, they can stay out of the water until 7 days. This is possible due to the availability of the water sac behind their eyes, which make them able to extract the oxygen from the environment although they are out from the water. To pack the crab, you have to make sure you got a polystyrene box with a hose along the box wall, like the picture over here. The size of the hose is about 3 to 5 centimeter, just enough to flow air into the box. You need to arrange the crab like the second picture over here, and you have to make sure the mouth and the eyes of the crab is facing upward. Besides, you have to make sure that the crab is tied properly so they won't fight each other and kill each other inside the box. After the arrangement, you need to label the box properly so that your customer know which one is their box. And probably you want to write the size of the crab, the weight and count of the crab on the box cover, so that when the customer receive the box, they can also refer to the cover and not to get confused with other people order. This is because usually the supplier will send the crab by bus or by aeroplane, which means they are also sending other people order. So you don't want you yourself or your customer to get confused, or you mistakenly took another people order. This is the process after receiving the crab from the bus or from the aeroplane. We will acclimatize the crab from the stress of transportation in our holding system. This system, we call it as the holding system. For those who following our YouTube channel, we have been upgrading the system within these 5 years operation. We are now planning to expand our holding facility, and we will keep everyone updated on our YouTube channel. The holding system that we are using is recirculating aquaculture system technology. The water from this tank, labeled as the tank ABC, will go to the physical filtration tank on the top. It's over here. And it will have a small protein skimmer, sand and brush to filter out the solid waste. After that, the water will flow through the biofilter media inside this drum over here. When we have a very high stocking density, we will supply with the pure oxygen to help the crab to reduce their stress. From our current holding tank, the maximum water volume is 3 tons, which can occupy 3 to 5 boxes of crab. Usually, we will acclimatize the crab for about 30 minutes with the iodine or with the disinfectant before putting them into the system. If you want to know more about how we disinfect or how we acclimatize this crab, you can scroll down to our YouTube channel and look for the disinfectant video. Next, how to transport the live shrimp. On our side, we will do the live transport for the restaurant fishing spot which they use the baname, the small baname around 10 gram per piece as a bait, and we will do the live transport also from the hatchery. The key component to transport them is by making them sleep or let them less active. This is an example of method we use to transport 30 kilograms of shrimp to the fishing spot that is about 2 hours from our farm. For this 30 kilo of shrimp, we need about 250 to 300 liters of salt water inside this black tank. For our side, we use this small black tank. And we also need ice cube to reduce the water temperature to 18 to 20 degrees Celsius. Usually our normal water temperature here in Malaysia is around 28 to 30 degrees Celsius. And then we also will need DC aerator and air stone to provide the aeration. Although the shrimp are sleeping, we still need to provide the aeration. We recommend to use this DC aerator also for a long distance travel. Based on our experience, this DC aerator, they can last for 8 hours after recharge. Moving on to the process, the tank and the water we need to be prepared beforehand. Make sure that the salinity that we make is the same with the salinity inside the shrimp culture water. We will need to harvest the shrimp as per customer request and place them first in the retention tank with supply aeration. For our side, we just use the 4-ton tanks with a water level around 15 centimeter high. After finishing the harvest process, we will proceed to top up the water with the ice to achieve the cold water temperature. This temperature do not be too cold as the shrimp will not survive later on. This cold water need to be aerated first for about 10 to 15 minutes to increase the oxygen saturation inside the water. After that, the shrimp from the retention tank will be transferred into the cold water tank using normal fishing net. After the transportation journey, the receiver or the customer should check for the mortality, water temperature, and they should have a facility so that we can transfer immediately into the system. Usually when they transfer the shrimp into the normal water temperature, the shrimp will slowly wake up again from the sleeping. So based on our experience, when they sleeping and they want to wake up again in the normal water temperature, it will need about 10 minutes. This is how it looked like. This picture was taken during our first trial to transport the shrimp. We used a 4-wheel car to place the black tank. During the first trial, we used pure oxygen. We didn't use the DC aerator. This is the mini oxygen, how the mini oxygen look like, and it cost us around 5 USD. But why we changed to DC aerator is we realized if we are using this mini oxygen for 2 hours travel, it only can last us for about 1 hour and 30 minutes. I also consider it as expensive as it is a consumable material. Besides, it would need a space or area to stand the cylinder properly so that it would not damage the pressure gauge. Lastly, because we are located near the industrial area, we have easy access to this oxygen supply, the oxygen cylinder. But if you are far from the oxygen supplier, it would not be your best option. For this method, we would not recommend it as it cannot last long, and even if you planning to purchase the taller oxygen cylinder, it would be heavy and it need more space to use. The next live stream transport is from the hatchery to the farm. This is roughly how the hatchery will pack your post larvae, the shrimp post larvae. They will count and estimate first the body weight so that they know how much they need to put in a plastic bag. And then they will prepare the plastic bag with the water. After transfer the PL, the post larvae, into the bag, they will fill in the plastic bag with pure oxygen and they will seal tightly with a rubber band. This is how the plastic bag will look like after packing from the hatchery. Usually from our side, we will purchase just a small volume around 10,000 to 15,000 of PL. So we just use a normal car to transport them. When we have transport the shrimp from the hatchery into our farm, same like the mud crab, we need to acclimatize the shrimp for about 30 minutes to 1 hour. The timing on how long we should acclimatize is depends on how much is the difference in the temperature from the post larvae bag and from the culture water. After done with the acclimatize, the shrimp should be transferred slowly into the culture tank. In this case, we need to take note on the mortality of the shrimp after transportation. If you see a lot of mortality inside the plastic bag, you need to pour first the shrimp into a tray, and maybe you want to take a picture to count how many is the mortality, and most importantly you need to remove the dead PL. Okay, lastly, this is the summary for the key parameter that you need to take note when transporting live seafood. For the mud crab is on the travel distance, proper handling throughout the transportation from the supplier, from the aeroplane, and after receiving, the proper size in the box, proper arrangement of the crab. The crab should be tied properly and you have to make sure that the crab is active when packing for the customer. For the proper size and the proper arrangement, usually we will arrange the bigger size crab at the bottom and the smaller crab on the top. This is apply if you want to purchase different size of crab within one box. For the shrimp, the key are the travel distance so that you know what kind of aeration you is suitable for your journey. The stocking density for our side, the maximum we have go is 30 kilogram with 250 to 300 liter. temperature, you have to make sure the water temperature is low so that the shrimp will be less active and they are considered as sleep. And you will need to have optimum aeration and also oxygen. Okay, for this webinar session, I think that's all I can share with you guys on this topic on how to transport the live crab and also the live shrimp. If anyone have any question, you can drop your question on the chat section. We will answer this live, or the admin will reply on your comments. If you have any comments also from the Facebook. Okay, just to inform a bit on the online course, because for now in Malaysia we are still extend our lockdown, our movement, our movement. So our physical course for the both mud crab and also shrimp has been postponed. This this schedule we have been postponed for quite a lot of times. It's because of this lockdown and the movement control. So I've explained a bit on, for those who interested to join our online course, or maybe you want to join our physical course in the future, you will have you will be exposed to the knowledge and the understanding. For this syllabus is for biofloc, but it's almost the same with the mudcrab. You will be exposed to the knowledge, the general knowledge, and the understanding of the theory, the operation behind the RAS system, behind the biofloc system, and we will expose you also with the business skills, on the ROI, and we will calculate together with you on the business model. For the online course, usually we will have a lecture on this business model, and we will provide the Excel file of the modeling, so you can play around with the Excel files and you can put your value based on your country rate. We will also have the practical skills, especially on the water quality monitoring and how to prepare the seawater, the biofloc, and the feeding. And then we also will expose you to the networking skills. But aside from this course lecture, we will have the service to supply the equipment to the client also. But this one is we focus mainly to the client that have been joined or have been subscribed to our online course. For those in Malaysia, or the next time you want to join us for our physical course, for the mud crab course is 899 ringgit Malaysia, and for the biofloc course is 1599 ringgit Malaysia. And you can also find the online course on our website. You can Google the RAS Aquaculture webpage, and the online cost for this biofloc is 199 USD, and for the mud crab is 109 USD. If next time you want to attend the physical course in the Malaysia or in our farm, you can just pay the remaining balance payment from the full course fee, because we also understand that if you are learning from the online and hands-on experience is so much different. So we know that everyone also keep asking us when we are going to conduct our physical course again on our Facebook DM, on our email. But unfortunately, because of this movement control, we cannot conduct the physical course. But you can always check on our progress on what we are doing on our farm in our YouTube channel and our Facebook page. Okay, that's all. If you have any question regarding the system, regarding the course, or you want to um you want to get contact with us, you can go to our website Rice Aquaculture, or you can contact us by WhatsApp, by email, or just DM us on Facebook. We will try our best to reply to your question. Maybe someone want to have a suggestion on what topic we should cover on our next webinar. You can drop your comment. After this live session, we will look through the comment on what topic. Okay, from the comment on the chat here, I didn't see any question, but I hope everyone can get some knowledge on how to transport this live crab and the shrimp, or you want to have idea on how you can do this better than us. I will end this live session shortly. Again, if you have any um, suggestion or recommendation on what topic we should cover on our next live webinar session, or you want us to cover any topic on our YouTube video, you can drop your comment on the YouTube and also on our Facebook. Thank you, everyone. I hope to see you guys again on our next live webinar session. Thank you.